All right, here we go. We got another Wake Up Humans with Drew Henderson. What's up, big dog?
What's up, Judson? How you doing?
Doing good, man. You just had me cracking up, telling me about some 12-hour walking event you just signed up for.
I know I'm losing it, and I even told the guy that's promoting it, I think I may do it on hard mode and get those SAS shoes that like lunchroom ladies used to wear because they're supposed to be comfortable, and just do it in those. He like you can't do that. You're crazy. I'm like, man, I am. I'm crazy. That's right. You better watch
Oh.
out. I'm like Maverick in Top Gun.
What time of day does it start?
Yeah, it's 24 hours. I'm just doing half. I signed up for the 24-hour one, but my goal is to do 12 hours.
So it's not a 12-hour, it's 24-hour. And
Yeah,
where are
and
people walking? Like around a track or through the neighborhoods?
no, it's like around a campus, like a
Oh,
1 mile loop.
oh, that's brutal.
I know. And the guy that's doing it, Josh Haymore, I'll tag him in this. He he's pushing uh uh Hearn, James Hearn in a wheelchair 24 hours. His goal is 100 miles in 24 hours.
Now, can he stop, take a nap, chill out, or it's got to be 24 hours nonstop?
I mean, I would. I, I don't know what he's a beast. I don't know what he's doing
Wow.
because and then James that's in the chair, he'll need some care. So there'll have to be some things going on. But the best part is this is really the reason I signed up, not to raise money for FCA. That's great. We need that. But they have these stations where they're grilling on Blackstones like grilled cheese,
Oh, yeah.
quesadillas, chicken. That's just included in your run. So I'm eating for 12 hours.
And who's putting on this event? You said it's the FCA.
Yeah, FCA.
That's a cool organization. Explain it for people that don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's Fellowship Christian Athletes. They're like in middle schools, high schools, uh, colleges, universities, and really just share the gospel with all these kids and give them a place to meet and learn and grow and change their lilives,
So
change their lives.
the gentleman that's pushing the gentleman in the wheelchair is the one putting it on.
Yeah, he's over him and his wife do FCA up at University of North Georgia. So and they're like what, 5 campuses now, 4 campuses.
FCA
So
is huge, huge in Florida where we are.
yeah,
They
it's
do a
it's a big
lot.
deal.
Yeah, I become friends with a gentleman. His name's Mike that runs it, and he does a lot of work. And they do it all through the youth sports.
Yeah.
The kids will stop and pray before the lacrosse game starts, and then they go out there, and it's a pretty cool connection with what they're doing.
Yeah, and they support like these athletes. I know like so many of them. They just like Josh and Sarah, his wife, both. They just pour into these kids.
Yeah.
Just pour into them. Always there for them. Having cookouts at their house. Open door policy. They'll bring them by the office to get adjusted. Just great.
So Kane has they'll have character coaches with the athletes at the high school, and they're guys affiliated with the FCA, and they're just present. They're just around them. How you doing? You having a good day? Any tough times? You need any support? You need to
Yeah.
talk? It's pretty cool. And then they'll bring in Chick-fil-A into the school, and then they'll sit down and study the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rope the kids do a little bit of Chick-fil-A, and then sit down and talk some proverbs.
Man, that's the Lord's chicken right there. You know. And what they do up at the college when it's in Tuesday nights, they have a huddle, what they
Yeah.
call it, where everybody gets together. They do their Bible study. They'll have a speaker come in, um, and then they break off into like small groups, I believe. So it's great, man. Love those kids. Love those people doing it, and they've got 4 girls that's just wild as a buck in the best way possible.
That's great.
Best way possible. They come in today. Their mom brought them in, and they want Bluey on TV. They like walk in. Can you turn Bluey on? Like, yes, I turn Bluey on. So I turn Bluey on. They all sit there, One of them starts crying, just like screeching loud, which it don't bother us. You know how it is. And
Yeah.
just crying. And mama's trying to console her. And one of the older ones, she's like, "Can you turn it up? She's crying. I can't hear." Doesn't matter about the chaos. Turn up the volume.
I want to hear Bluey.
But just good people, that just love them so much.
Maybe we should have him on here, man. Explain his event, talk about it, why he
Oh
does it.
yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. We'll do that. He's down for anything.
That'd be
Like
kind of neat.
he's ready to serve the people.
Yeah, he sounds like he's got a good heart, and it filters
Oh
right
man.
into his family, which is what we're all about, right?
Yeah, huge heart. And like he's a beast. Like
Yeah,
he'll go run a couple hundred miles and think nothing of it.
really.
He got a training run this week, like 50 something miles.
Shit.
Just go run. Like, dude, I don't want to drive 50 miles, you know, much less run it. And then
Uh,
his wife, like, she is like the most humble beast of a woman too. They have a farm, they have animals. Uh, she looks after those kids and just like she makes bread. Like, you know, she don't. She's not going to have to worry during the apocalypse because we just go to her house. She's got food, animals, everything. She'll kill her chickens and like have fresh chicken that night.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
just amazing people.
how long you been adjusting them?
Oh, what, maybe 2 years, I think. Yep, probably about close to 2 years. There's another patient, another family we've been taking care of forever. They work together, and he like, hey, I'm going to send Josh Haymore over there to see you. We used to work together. Um, Take care of him. I'm like, all right. And then he come in, and that was it. You
That's
know,
awesome.
that bond was formed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, love him.
It's kind of what happens in chiropractic offices. We have an intern from the college up the road just started this week. He's studying exercise science, trying to figure out what he wants. And he just kept commenting on how nice the patients are and how friendly and just the energy of the office. And I'm like, what do you expect? He goes, well, it's a doctor's office. I thought it would be different. He said, but this is different. And I said, yeah. I said, we're promoting life, man. Like people, get connected. They're happy. They're passionate. They don't live in fear. The
Mm,
conversation's all positive. And he's like, this is incredible. Yeah. You kind of lose touch with it when you live in it because you expect it. But then an outsider comes in and you realize, yeah, this is different.
yeah, we love that. People like new patients that come in, and before they even finish filling out their little paperwork, sometimes they just look around. They're like, um, this is different. This is different. Like,
Yeah.
yep. Kids everywhere. Um, some watching Bluey, some crying, some coloring, some wanting your attention, some want to be picked up,
Yeah.
you know. And if they ever want to be picked up, I'll pick them up just for a second right then. Never tell them no when they want to be picked up.
It's love, man.
Yeah. Pick them up, hold them, put them back down. I'll be back.
My CA's got a young guy, and she'll say, my mom can't grab him this morning. Can I bring him in? I'm like, yes, like I love it. And then behind the front desk, it's just stuff all over the floor, crayons, toys, his truck, crackers. And she's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, this is great. This is great.
Just
Patients
love
love
that.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Love the kids. Just love the kids.
It's
Yeah.
all part of that above, down, inside out living, man. You find the blessings from everything where they come from.
Yeah. And they're all around us.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, last patient right before I hopped on here, um, he's like, "How you doing, man?" I'm like, "Man, better than I deserve. Like, we got it made, don't we? We have
Right.
got it made." He's like, "Yeah, I think, I think. What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, got a full belly. I got a warm, dry, safe place to sleep. We get to take care of great people. We get to love on them, serve them. And if I didn't have that stuff, I told him, I'm like, Chris, I could call you up and be like, bro, I'm hungry. Can I come eat? and I would still have food. Like
Yeah.
I know people, even if I didn't have food, I know people that do have food.
Yeah, right.
I won't be hungry, and that's a blessing when you think about it, because there's people not far from us that are hungry.
You go around the corner, you got guys standing on the street corner right now, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sad.
And then some people that have the means to get food, they're still hungry for that life.
Well,
You know,
that's what it's all
they're
about.
they're hungry for something else.
Yeah. Well, that's what this young kid said too. He said he's looking to find his purpose, his why.
Mhm.
And I said, bro, most people are. I
Yeah.
said, he's only 23 years old. I'm like, you're okay. He's like, you think? I'm like, yeah. I said, I know grown ass
23.
adults that don't know their why. They're looking for that something. So that's gonna be fun to kind of walk him through that.
Yeah, 23, man, they're a baby.
Oh yeah. He just
You
got his
know,
first adjustment today. Oh, it was awesome.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
35, 40, they're still a baby.
So that's just where you're starting to open up.
Yeah, I mean, let's say you figure out what you're called to do at 40.
Yeah.
You're going to live to be 90. You've got 50 years to live out that calling.
Hey, that's what's a great way to look at it.
50 years, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, we talk about this a lot. I don't ever see myself retiring.
No.
What would I do? I don't want to do anything else.
No. No.
You know, I don't want to do a thing.
You'd be somebody's pain in the ass. That's what you would be.
I think I am now some days as it is. You just talk to Claudia about it. But whoo, some days she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't really know what I'm doing. Have no clue. I'm just here."
Yep.
But we have fun, man. We have fun. Like life is too long. You sent me a video a year or two ago. The guy is talking about life is too short and too long not to have a little fun, not to have some joy, not to have some peace.
Yeah.
It's not that it's just too short, it's too long too.
Right.
I'm going to be here for another 60 years maybe. I better get my stuff together and enjoy it.
Get it all lined up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's you still got your Jeep.
Yeah. Kane drives it every day.
Yeah, this happened yesterday. I've got a Jeep, Claudia's got a Jeep. Um, this guy come by, I told him not to bring me a duck. Don't put a duck on my Jeep.
Yeah, he
I
told
don't like it. I hate it. And he just like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't like it. And then he brought her one. He like, I didn't bring you one because you said you didn't want one. I said, great. I didn't want one for real. But then I told him, I said, I was thinking last night why I don't like it. It's not like I don't want people messing with my stuff. Um, but then the first time I got one, I promise, the first time I got one, I went into Kroger, come back out, and there was a duck sitting there. And my initial thought was somebody knows this is my vehicle and they're calling me a quack.
ah, ain't
You
you
know,
negative?
yeah. And then I think that just kind of got me salty to the whole thing.
And they were actually
And
sending you some love.
I know, and I took it the wrong way. Like, how often do we do
Yeah.
that?
Glass is half full.
Yeah. And
Sensitive
and it's
Drew.
not the yeah, and it's not the duck thing. I've got a duck sitting over on my desk like Richard J. Santos said, just to remind us that half the world thinks that we're a quack.
Yeah. I got them all over the office out there.
Yeah, I'm not. It ain't the duck. It was just I don't know. It just rubbed me wrong, and then it just turned me off to the whole duck thing.
Well, then it's like, what are you supposed to do? And I'm supposed to put it on someone else's Jeep. And that's just kind of awkward. And it's kind of like the Jeep wave. Every time you pass a
Yeah,
Jeep, you're supposed to wave. And then I don't do it. And I feel guilty because then they waved and I didn't. And I'm like, oh, I'm being rude. That's why I don't
no,
drive my Jeep.
yeah, yeah. Claudia's like, you're the worst Jeep owner ever
Ah,
because you don't like the ducks. You don't wave at other Jeep people. Like, no, I'm driving. Like, you know what I mean? It's uh
Uh,
it's fun though.
Why don't
It's fun.
Subaru people wave at each other?
Well, I won't go there. It's
They
so fun
smile.
though,
They
man.
smile through their mask.
Yeah.
Uh,
But it's just those little things that make the day just a little bit better,
that's right.
you know, just a little bit better.
That's right.
It doesn't take much. Even like other people that we see, um, it's all right just to go out of your way, make them smile.
Why not
Yeah.
be that
And if
person?
they take it wrong, that's all right. That's on them.
Right. You never know what someone may need.
Nah.
They're going through.
Nah.
We all hear those stories. It's like, why not just be that person?
Hmm.
It's not easy all the time. It's like when I got to wave because I'm driving a Jeep and you're driving a Jeep, but it's like, if that's the thing, wave.
Yeah, just wave. Just do it. It makes them feel good.
Part of the club. We're on the same
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, we are. We are. But man, it's just a good life, dude. Like I promise, like it's just a life that I had never saw coming
Well,
in my
we were
world.
talking earlier. It's just you look at, it's a good life, right? All the memories and things we've been through and what we've seen just being together. And I was out on my buddy's boat a couple days ago, and I sent you guys a picture of the Hyatt, right? Where
Hmm.
it was our first DE intensive when we broke away and went to Florida, and that was pivotal. That was a pivotal meeting.
Yeah.
And we just got notice today that as of June 1st, it's closed down, and they're going to be tearing it down. They're
Yeah.
changing
So
that
many
whole
memories.
area. They're changing that whole area. I mean, you wouldn't recognize it now. All the
Oh,
buildings
yeah.
around it and restaurants. It's crazy compared to where it was. What year was that DE? Was that 2016 or 14?
Oh, this is 25. So it was probably at least 13 or 14, right?
Because we liked going there because it was next to BJ's house and Dr. Sid's
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
And
And we
from
would go across the
Dr.
bridge and
Yeah,
go over there.
we'd go hang out. We'd go walk around the houses in the backyard, and we had that big party in the backyard, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
pivotal picture. That's
It
someone
was.
else's backyard now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what you sent, they're still going to build another Hyatt there, but it's just going to be different.
Yeah, I saw some postings coming out today. I'll find out what it's actually going to be. We just
Yeah.
went to a
It's
restaurant right next door. We took my buddy's boat over, and it absolutely amazing restaurant that was just a dirt lot before. And
Oh yeah, I remember that dirt lot.
yeah, it's an awesome place right now. That
Yeah.
whole area, it's all turf fields and giant turtle statues, and it's really cool.
Huh.
But you look at the building, and I get flashbacks of those early DEs we did there, and all the memories, and Dr. Sid walking around, and Columbia Restaurant, and that was the DE that when we were rebuilding it, we said let's break away. And a lot of these Florida guys, that's where Cordero first came back,
Yep.
right?
Yep. That was his first one back.
And got
Him
plugged
and I think Neil both, right?
in. Neil, it was their first one. They're like, wow, this is exciting. We thought this was over, and then they just never left, and it was great. And then they go on to become president of and vice president of Sherman, and now CEO of ICA. It's like Innate had a bigger plan, bringing us all together, and it's like, well, but everything comes to an end. They just tore down BJ's home. I think Dr. Sid's home's next. That got sold, and then the
Mhm.
Hyatt. Like our three main things are being torn down to just be built up. It's kind
Yeah.
of like, do we look at it as a negative, or do we look at it as what's the positive here?
Yeah. And just the memories that we have, like we'll have those forever.
Right?
We'll have those, and it built back DE bigger and bigger from that first meeting, and
Yeah,
and that really put some wind in our sails, and we just took off.
we did. We did. That was
We just
pivotal.
took off.
That in the Hartford
Yeah.
uh, intensive.
Yeah. I was thinking about Hartford this morning. That's when I first met Rando, and met Keith. Remember Keith?
Yeah, yeah. Great
You
guy.
know,
Great guy.
yep, yep. First met those two guys, and now
Yeah.
Rando, he's still around. See him at least 5 times a year.
Yeah, he's awesome. And his whole career is taken off, you know. He's got an awesome wife and kids and really plugging in doing a lot of his work for chiropractic.
Yeah, and he'll tell you DE is responsible for his wife, his life, his kids, everything
Yeah,
because he met her there
yeah.
at the Hyatt in Sarasota. Because I know I was going to lunch and I was just making sure I had all my stuff, and I'm like, Megan's up there talking to Rando. Hmm, that looks pretty good. And then next thing you know, there they are.
That looks
Yeah,
pretty good.
it is. It was. I'm happy for them. You know, they're great people.
Well, when the right people get connected around the right people, that's where magic happens and life gets changed, created, transformed. And that's when I stand there between the Hyatt, right in that whole space there, and I was just hanging out on my buddy Craig's boat. We were right in that harbor right there. I'm looking right at the hotel. I'm like, wow, like a lot of great things happen there for us.
Yeah, yeah. And you're just down the road now, down the shore,
It's
when
my
it used to
backyard.
be 900 miles away,
That's right.
and now you just take a boat ride up there.
It was bizarre pulling in that harbor and going. That's why I took the picture and sent it to you guys.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. It's just mind blowing,
really
you know.
is.
And it's totally different, I'm sure, um, coming into the harbor because we would just sit on the balcony and look out to the harbor.
Oh yeah,
Totally different perspective
totally
coming
different.
in.
Especially when you come
Yeah,
in off the Gulf or the canal and then pull in there. It's impressive. It's very
yeah,
impressive.
yeah. It's a great place. And like, what does that have to say about our perspective just in life?
Mm,
You know, if you're fishing without a boat, you're always casting toward the middle of the lake. If
right.
you're fishing on a boat, you're casting to the shore. I
Never
got to
thought
get
of
a
that.
boat. Well, like, do you?
Right.
Maybe not.
You can
You
still.
know,
I'll see dudes fishing in the most. I was on the highway on 75 the other day, and there was a guy sitting in the middle of the north and southbound lanes on the edge of the bridge, fishing off the middle of it. I'm like, why
I,
would you stop there? Like, why there? Is this, does like the great big fish sit right here out of all the places to stop? And he was fishing right there. And I was in a little bit of traffic, so I was going slower. And I was like, he had to like pull in the median where it's all grass, back up, sit on the edge of this between north and southbound, and let his line drop really far. So, like, if he gets something, he's got to reel this thing up like 60 feet. I'm like, out of all places, the beaches, the canals, this dude's why there? Like, I want to know. Is this like, well, people say, well, the fish are feeding off the posts or whatever of the bridge, and I still though, am I going to sit on 75 fishing?
that's the least relaxing place to
Yeah, I
be fishing.
think I'd rather
Least.
be on the boat fishing towards the shore.
Me too. And not next to the interstate.
No,
But you know, like people, I know people have said that about like this office in Murrayville and probably your first office. We're like, man, like, why are you in Murrayville or
right.
Merville? Like that, this is where I'm called to be. That's why.
That's where he just ended up.
This is where I'm supposed to be. It doesn't make sense. Um, you know, when I first came here, it was what we had the post office, the bank closed, um, and the pharmacy and the chicken plant, and that's it. You know, and it's changed. Now we have a couple of thrift stores and a Dollar General.
And some really good buffet.
Yeah, yeah, no, but no, that's on up the road in Dahlonega.
Okay.
Yeah, that where we went with all the heads on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, right?
I'll never forget that place.
No, and it's good food. But now they closed down, and now it's like a little public house, pub house thing,
Oh, really?
which is still good. We still go there every other week. Just so good, you know.
Awesome.
Like, but that's what happens when we go where we're called to be.
So thinking about being where you're at and going where, what is that over your head is the Brickyard Street sign.
Oh, Brickyard Road.
What is that?
All right. Um, Leonard Skinner, all those boys, all the Van Zant boys, they grew up in Jacksonville on Brickyard Road, right?
Yep.
Um, when their plane crash killed most of them. Johnny Van Zant's still around. Um, he wrote a song called Brickyard Road
Okay.
about where they grew up, and it's I getting chills now. My brother and I, we would skip school all the time. We would listen to that and sing it, and then you listen to it now. It is, um, chronicles their life together, and then him dying, just about like similar to me and my brother,
Hmm.
and then him passing.
Ah.
And then toward the end, Melody's his girl. He like, hey, I saw, went to see mom and dad, saw Melody the other night. She's grown up to be such a pretty girl. It's just like, oh my gosh, and then went to Jacksonville just to go steal that road sign.
For real?
Yeah. So I'm like, I
Or,
need that road
or
sign.
for the record, we should say someone gave it to you.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a statute of limitations on that. I mean, I got it so cheap, it felt like I was stealing it. I bought it at a roadside stand.
Uh,
But it
uh,
is, it just chronicles
so that
those
that brings
those
you back
lives.
to the times of running, skipping school, singing a song with your brother.
Yeah.
Obviously, your brother's passed away and moved on, so that brings
Hmm.
a very heartfelt memory. Oh, that's awesome, bro. I knew it had to have
Man.
some kind of meaning.
Oh yeah. It's the best song. And then I know and they don't play it much. It's not like a popular song, but carried his little girl to a rodeo. It was probably a year or so after he died. And before the rodeo started, that song came on. And I'm like, my gosh, that's it right there. That's it.
That's awesome.
Like everything's cool, everything's groovy.
Yep. I never
Like
realized
it's all right.
that they were from Jacksonville. I always thought they were from like Alabama or, you know.
Yeah, Jacksonville. And Brickyard Road, that there was a brickyard down there where they made bricks. That's what they
Really?
done down there.
That's an amazing connection for you to your brother for the rest of your life, which is why you can
Yeah.
look at that sign. Again, here we go, talking about DE, the intensive, the Hyatt, Dr. Sid, BJ's house. And it's like they're gone, but they're never gone. The memories are there, what we learned,
Yeah.
the experiences, the love, the time we spent there. It's like you and your brother at Brickyard.
Hmm. Yep. And we've got their memories, and they never die until we stop mentioning their names.
Right. Right.
Just can't stop talking about them.
Right.
You know,
Powerful.
told Claudia the other night, I guess it was Sunday night. Yeah, this is Tuesday. I guess Sunday night. It was like the most perfect evening. Everything was calm. The sun was setting. It was like I told her, I'm like, it was like when I was little and we would be outside playing. It was like just the perfect day, you know. And she like, you missing your brother? I'm like, oh yeah, like all the time, always. But it was just like I could remember shooting basketball in the dirt. We didn't have paved driveway. It's just dirt place. We shoot basketball. Like days just like that, just like that. Like,
Awesome.
oh man, if I could go back,
The
if I could go
greatest blessing,
back.
bro. Greatest
Yep.
blessing.
Hmm.
Those
I'm just
memories.
glad I have those memories.
Yeah.
A lot
I'm
of people
sure,
don't have them.
I'm sure you have moments where you look at that sign and you get sad, or
Oh yeah.
you hear the song, but it's a blessing that you're able to have those memories, man.
hmm Yep. Sometimes you hear the song, and I'm just like, oh man, this is great. It's almost like a visit. And then sometimes it'll come through the shuffle, and I'm like, no, no, can't listen to it today. I gotta protect myself. Can't do it today.
Right.
Have to turn it off.
That's something I think a lot of people don't understand who haven't been through something is that protect yourself. I used to go visit my brother every week, and
hmm
and then it was over time, it got tough because it mentally just tore you up.
Yeah,
There was a little guilt that if you missed a week,
yeah,
you missed a month, or if you just phone called and the phone call was too short. Um, and then you realize that, at some point it is what it is, you
yeah.
know?
And we wish it wasn't, but we can't fix it.
Can't fix it, man. And that's the most frustrating part. You can't fix it.
Yeah, yeah. But that separation's not forever.
Right.
And Ronnie's still here, alive, but just not here as we would like him to be, is he?
It's funny this comes up. Weren't we talking about that bird? Did I bring up that bird on the last episode?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you never elaborated.
Yeah, I kind of shut it down. Um, I had researched it, and it turns out it's got a pretty spiritual meaning.
hmm
I had saved it on my phone here, and it's kind of like tying into what we're talking about now. I'll see if I could find it real quick to share, but oh, I know I sent it to a buddy of mine. I'll be able to find that quick. But it's a very rare bird that I mean, I don't know how rare, but you don't see it everywhere.
hmm
And it's called the swallow-tailed kite bird.
Hmm.
It is a cool freaking bird. Um, yeah, but it's also it's got a let me see if I could find it. It's got a real spiritual meaning. Um, I had asked Chat GPT about it,
hmm
and it was kind of how many birds you see during the day or in your life. And I was on the golf course with my buddies, and I was frozen by this bird. So it stands for it's a striking bird known for its graceful flight and distinctive forked tail. It has several symbolic meanings: freedom and grace.
hmm
The swallow-tailed kite's effortless soaring flight often symbolizes freedom, grace, and spiritual elevation. Seeing one or meditating on it can be a reminder to rise above the chaos of life and move with flow and trust. Perspective and clarity. Flying high above the ground, this bird represents clear vision, higher perspective, and strategic awareness, reminding you to step back from the emotional turmoil and see the bigger picture. Transformation and ascension. In spiritual symbolism, birds with unique flight patterns, like this bird, can symbolize personal transformation, letting go of control, and trusting divine timing.
Oh, dude,
Bro, that
that's
ain't by
awesome.
chance.
No,
That
no.
ain't, I'm like, so here I am on the golf course, right? And I'm the biggest dude out of the whole group. And next thing I'm just frozen staring at this thing, man. And they're like, what are you doing? And all of a sudden, one of the guys took a picture of it and they were looking. They're like, that's a cool bird. The only way to describe it is you ever see an orca whale?
Yeah.
And they got the black and the distinct, like the black and white, and it's sharp, very
hmm
sharp, defined edges. That's this bird. And this bird looked like leather and it had the distinct black and white and sharp lines. And it was just hovering, man. It was standing on the tee and I looked up, it was just hovering. And it was like, so my buddy took a picture. We got the name of it. So it be kind of like a joke out of all of us. But I'm like, I can't stop thinking about this damn bird. So I went
Yeah.
on chat cheap. I've been researching it, and I'm like, it has the universe sends us these messages. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm. Hmm.
that song will bring you to an emotional level with your brother, but the spiritual connection you have is there forever. And we got
Yeah.
damn birds like this flying around us to remind us of that, I think.
Yeah. And I think there's things like that constantly. We just have to be aware of them. Like the day just gets so busy, we miss 90% of them.
It's all around us, man. But so we're at Tammy's birthday was last week, and she wanted to go down to Anna Marie Island. She loves it down there. So we took the drive, and the big pier there that's been there forever got wiped out in one of the storms, so they had it fenced off. So of course, Kane climbs the fence and goes on the pier because he wanted to go further out to see if there was any sharks and dolphin and fish. But then here comes Jamie. She jumps over, and what is she doing? She's looking down on her cell phone and steps on a big piece of glass, cuts her foot.
Oh,
And I'm like,
uh,
you're walking in Mother Nature with your head down on your darn phone. I said, you're
mhm.
lucky you had good reflexes because she was able to pull back. I mean, there was a puddle of blood on this pier.
Oh, dang.
And I'm like, that could have been a lot worse, babe. I'm like, how'd you not
Yeah.
see that? She was looking down on her phone. I'm like, here you are in the Gulf of Mexico, or Gulf of America, I should say, with dolphins and stingrays swimming around you and manatee. There was a giant manatee out there, and you're looking at your damn phone. And she was like, yeah, you're right. I said, that thing should have been in the car, and you should be here enjoying the moment.
Yep. Yep. Just be present.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, it's hard enough for us to be, much less what, 13-year-old.
Yeah.
It's hard. But
Experience. When
like
I'm
be
driving home, I'm
present.
like, that could have been a lot worse. She could have cut through a tendon.
Yeah.
Like it was like the bottom of a bottle with a sharp edge.
Oof.
Like Jamie, that could
Mm,
have been really bad, pal.
yeah.
Because what, you
Yeah.
were
Could
looking
have
at
been.
a Snapchat or something, and I think she was looking to get her camera ready because she wanted to take pictures. It's like
Yeah.
people that go to the concert and they're filming the whole time instead of just standing there enjoying the concert.
Yeah. Yeah. There was somebody a few months ago saying their daughter's getting married, and she wanted to get a new cell phone so she could take good pictures
Oh,
during the thing. I'm like, listen, just be present. What they have a photographer.
right.
Just watch your daughter get married.
200 people will have cell phones.
Yeah, just watch her. Be present. Like notice like the way she moves. Notice the way the air smells. Just remember those things
Yeah,
and like just internalize them forever. And then you smell that smell again, whether it's honeysuckle or whatever, be like, oh, that reminds me of when she got married,
that's right.
you know.
That's right.
Be
Yeah.
present.
It just float like the swallowtail kite bird.
That's it, man. That's it. Like Pete Amlinger's got quote in your office. Something about flow. What is that?
You want to get to where you want to go, you have to let go of where you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of
That's
my
it.
favorite, one of my favorite quotes.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. If you want to get to where you want to go, you got to let go of where you are.
Hmm.
100%.
And then it goes back to Meadowlands, like, got to be the stream,
Yeah.
not the leaves in the stream. You got to flow,
That's a good topic for us to break down and talk about, bro.
man. That's going to be 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah, that was what, a 2 or 3 day talk that Dr. Sid gave.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
Love that. Love that.
absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Meadowlands, that's one of the most influential secular books I've ever read.
Right.
Meadowlands, Lasting Purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I just keep rereading them. They're just on my nightstand.
I
Pick
got,
them up, read them for a little bit, go to sleep.
it's always at Here's the road to success. I was going through this the other day,
Yeah, that's a good one.
because I'm on the cover
Yeah, you're right there. I
right
see it.
there when I have my big ponytail. You talk
You
about
should
being,
bring that back.
ah, I've been wanting to, what does this say? That's really cool. Natalie Nedavonsky must have given this to Kylie as a gift. Kylie, love you always and always. Dr. Sid's words, but my heart, Natalie Nedavonsky. I'm
Yeah,
gonna make sure Kylie gets this. I didn't know she wrote that in there.
yeah,
It's
she's
weird. It's weird because when I opened it the other day. I went right to the last page because I had something marked off that I wanted to read.
mhm.
And this is what it says: with love as your master, you will never be without resource. You will never be without courage. You will never be without hope. And you will never be without a friend. This is my world. This is my life. And I am pleased you have chosen to share it by studying these articles. I wish you a lifetime of success. I wish you love. Dr.
That's
Sid
awesome.
E. Williams.
I love Dr. Sid E. Williams.
There's
Man, just
another. There's another one.
he.
It's,
Oh gosh, he has. I know for me and you too, he has helped us. He has helped mold us, shape us, and he's still doing it. He's been gone for a decade or more, but man, like just showing us how to love.
we had you sent me that picture of him meditating, right?
Hmm.
And it's a giant picture. It's like a 8 foot picture.
That's huge.
And I have it in the room in my when you first walk in my house in Florida, you make a right down 2 steps, and I got my adjusting table, fireplace, and that's on the wall in there.
That's awesome.
So we're rearranging a lot of things. And we're hanging pictures because my girls are all home now. So they're like rearranging the house, right? So they're looking at that. And Tammy's like, well, maybe we should move that. And I said, no, no. So then we had our birthday party at the house, and there's like 40 or 50 people there. And, they're all standing in all the rooms in there. And people are like, who is that? And then I'm talking to them about Dr. Sid,
That's awesome.
what he meant to, and they're just all like in awe. And they're like, you knew him? And I'm like, yeah, I got his signature tattooed on my arm.
Yeah, we were pallbearers at his funeral.
That's right.
You know, um, yeah, like we knew him and he knew us.
Right.
Like he knew us real well. You
Yeah.
know, I just miss him every day too. So many people. The older we get, man, the more people we get to miss.
Well, it's the whole Brickyard experience, bro.
It is.
Want to listen to that song on my ride home tonight?
Yeah,
You just
I'll
realize
uh, I'll send it to you. It's great, dude.
the blessing to, for us to live above, down, inside out, and to have our faith and know where the true power comes from, that we're able to get through those moments. And, they could tear the buildings down, but they can't tear away the memories.
Nope, nope. That we'll always have those, and just I don't know, man. It's just a special place, and I miss Sarasota. I miss having DEs at Sarasota. Um, Maybe we can go back, but I don't really care if we do.
Yeah.
It's like those things are gone. That was that connection.
Right. We could go
And we still
anywhere.
have that connection, but the building's gone, so it's okay. We don't need it.
Yep. We'll create the memories wherever we go.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, my man. I love it.
Awesome.
Dr.
I
Sid,
appreciate you, man.
love you too, man. And I'm going to listen to me some Brickyard on the way home.
Yeah, brother. We love you. We appreciate you.
All right, man. We'll talk soon.